Hello guys and welcome back to another FPLTIPZ live stream. How are we all? How have your weeks been? Let me know how your weekends were, what scores you got this weekend, and anything you want to talk about to get us started. Thank you all for coming and watching. It says there are 3 of you here at the moment, but we'll see what happens. Hello Ken's, how are you doing? And Vince as well. How are you guys? So, just before we start, of course, my stream sponsor, Fantasy Football Factory. The code below FFF 10% FPLTIPZ gets you 10% off and a free pen on every order. So yeah, my hair looks very short, but anyway, makes me look like I got a baby face. Anyway, so you got a massive 33. You beat me. And wasn't that good. 43, you've seen worse on Twitter. Well, exactly, there have been some bad scores knocking around, not many good ones. As you can see, I scored 32. I played with 10 players. I basically played with 9 because Pereira scored 0 after conceding 4 to Crystal Palace. So in terms of my plans initially for next week, they were to bank my free transfer. Why I have Kamara, I know. I don't know why I still got him. But I just haven't used a free transfer to get him out. I've had more important things to do. But, yeah. Yeah, so my plan was to bank my free transfer. But now with Rashford injured, the annoying thing is I want to wait to see the Rashford news. But I think he's not going to play midweek. And then he might play at the weekend, but then they've got a tough fixture and then he blanks, and then I'm free hitting and then he blanks again. So, I mean, I don't really want him in, and I think he will drop in price. And I just would like to make sure that he's not going to play tomorrow night before I sell him, but I don't think that's going to be possible with a lot of with Rashford looking like he's going to drop. Rashford, yeah, he looks like he's going to drop in price. And a lot of his replacements are looking like they're going to rise in price. Rondon going up, Jimenez if you don't have him, Barnes is also looking like he's going to go up. So it looks like I'm going to have to move tonight onto one of them. The 3 replacements that I'm looking at, and I'd love to hear your opinions on them all, is Rondon, Barnes or Wood. Barnes and Wood, I mean, it's quite close. I mean, if they all cost the same, I'd probably go Wood, but Barnes is slightly cheaper. It might be down to who's on penalties, but I don't think we really know that. So, if anyone could shed some light on which of those 3 I should be looking at. Hey, LTEL FPL, how you doing? Welcome, Clement, 39. Is still better than me. Consider you better than me. You've gone Vardy tonight. Oh, there we go. Someone on the Vardy train. I think he'll be an interesting choice. Good fixtures. They have great fixtures coming up, as we know, while we all jumped on Pereira. So I don't blame you for going on him, but I don't have the money in the bank. So yeah, it is Rondon or one of the 2 Burnley forwards. Who would you guys go for? Rondon or the Burnley players? In my team this week, 32, really nothing to shout about. I almost captained Jimenez, which would have got me 5 more points. But, I mean, at the end of the day, 5 more points would have been fairly nothing. Welcome, Carl. You're going Rondon. Yeah, the only thing putting me off Rondon, I don't know whether it should do. I'll just go through my team and then we'll get into my transfers for next week. So this week, I had an assist from Doherty and a goal from Jimenez. My only 2 returns. A clean sheet point from Salah, Mane and Pogba in a 0-0 draw. Son captain did nothing and I played with 9 players. I'm very happy that we have got... oh, that's actually wrong. My next stream will be on... probably on Friday. I'll just put February the 28th for now. Thursday 28th. It'll probably be Thursday. I'll just change that, sorry. Would it be silly of you to keep Rashford? I don't think it'll be. Well, I'm thinking of keeping him because it was always in my plan to bench him for his blanks. So I would be doing that anyway. I just think my replacements off my bench aren't good enough at the moment. So if I show you my team for next week, where is that? Next week's team. Hi Zebra, how you doing? So this is my team for next week, and we see that we've got, as soon as Rashford doesn't play, that gives me 3 injured players on my bench. Go for it, Zebra. Fire them away slowly, but consistently. As soon as Rashford plays, Taylor comes in. That instantly means I have a non-playing bench straight away before someone doesn't play. But selling Rashford, the reason my number 1 pick at the moment is Rondon. The only thing, Vince, is going to drop again tonight. If he doesn't play midweek and we get a thing tomorrow saying he's going to be out for 2 weeks, we know that that's just we're not going to get any games out of him for a while, which means his price will drop further. He needs to drop 4 times. He needs to drop 4 times for me to be able to buy him back for the same price I sell him for. I don't predict 4 price drops. I predict 2 or 3. And I'll take that 0.2, to be honest. I think I'm going to have to take it. And I will sell him and buy him back in 34 when I wildcard. Can Son cover Kane? Here's the thing. The whole time I had Kane over Christmas, and a lot of us had Kane, Son covered Kane. Now we've been back 1 game and Son has not covered Kane. I think in the long run, of course, Kane will probably score more points. But for me, I'm going to stick with Son. I'm sticking with Son to cover Kane's points. But yeah, if I bring in Rondon, he then plays against my Burnley defender, which I'm not particularly pleased with. But then if I bring in a Burnley attacker, they're playing away at Newcastle, who are very solid as well. I mean, Rondon is a slight risk, and the reason I'm thinking of going a Burnley striker over Rondon is the 33 blanks. That Watford Crystal Palace game makes me nervous because Watford are favourites, but you wouldn't be surprised if Crystal Palace won that. And that would give Newcastle and Crystal Palace a blank in 33. And then everyone who's brought Rondon in would be in a bit of a sticky situation there. So if I bring in a Burnley defender, we know they play, I think it's Bournemouth. So I think it'll probably be Barnes that comes in. Although I'm not entirely sure. I can afford Rashford and Kamara to Rondon and Barnes, which is also a possibility. But then I have to bench one of my midfielders. So that's not a possibility until the blanks come around. So I've got to make a decision in the next 5 hours this evening before the price changes who I'm going to go with, but I'm not entirely sure yet. Who would you guys go with? Who would you guys look into because thinking about what I'm saying, the game says he doesn't. Who says Rashford will drop tonight? The game says he doesn't. FPLTIPZ says he will, I think. FPLTIPZ says he's going to drop. 100% going to drop in price tonight. With Barnes, Rondon, and I think Wood all looking like they're going to rise. So, yeah, who would you guys go with? Anyway, so that's my transfer plans. I would have ideally banked it, and I still might, and bench Rashford for 1 game. But if I'm going to bench it for 1 game, I may as well sell him. So, team looks quite strong, apart from the keepers, but that's just unfortunate. They both have a bad week. I'll probably start Boric, Arsenal away or Man City away. I was going to start Boric because I don't have any Arsenal players and I have a Man City player, but I don't think Sterling will start. So, looking at that, I think I need to sell Rashford. Anyway, yeah, so I talked a little bit there about sort of blank and double game week plannings. The fact that Rashford's out slightly skews my plans a little bit because I planned on benching him. And if I'm selling him now to bring in a Burnley attacker, that means then that's 1 less double game week, blank game week player that I need because I'm bringing him in instead of having him on the bench. So I'm currently sitting on Trent, Mane, Salah, Taylor, Pereira, and a keeper. I'm currently sitting on 6 with a free transfer for 28, 29, 30, and a 31. So I've got 4 free transfers onto my 6, which gives me 10. And I'll probably think about taking a hit just to have that 11. But yeah, so that would see me with a full 11 for 31, which I'm very pleased with. Yeah, a full 11 for 31 at this rate with 1 hit, which seems absolutely fine. How many players are you going to turn out for game week 31? Yeah, so I'm going to hopefully turn out 11. I hear a lot of people turning out 9, 10. That's absolutely fine. There's no point, because I was thinking of one of the players I was thinking of bringing in is his name Stankovic, the Huddersfield centre-back. And I just thought, what's the point? I'm taking a -4 to bring in a Huddersfield defender. Really? It's just not worth it. I don't think. It would take them a lot to get it back, and Huddersfield look awful. So I might look at someone else, but for now I will not be bringing in a Huddersfield defender. So I imagine a lot of you watched the Chelsea game, and as a Chelsea fan, it was painful watching, to say the least. Not just the incident, but the whole game. We played better, we did, but we were dominated for most of that game. We did well not to concede. We defended well. Alonso not even in the squad. Interesting that. I mean, why he wasn't, I don't know. Whether he's just rested him and he didn't. Whether he wanted to play Emerson and just thought I'd leave him out completely. He's not going to play. So Sterling will definitely start. Winning penalty scorer. Played anytime can run for days, no problem. Oh, sorry, Zebra, I didn't reply to you. Would I start Lindelof, Chilwell, or Lindelof have Palace away, and not Anderson? Chilwell has been confirmed fit. I'll probably go for Chilwell at home game. Although Palace are due a shocker, and United will want to bounce back, so that's tough there. Really, Sterling? Who did they play? Midweek we had. Did Sterling play in the cup? Sterling only played 31 minutes versus Everton. That's true, but I don't know. He might play, but I don't think he plays this weekend as well as midweek. Then going into 33 with 67 players and sorted again for double game week 35. I mean, this is it. Everyone's sort of taken a little bit of a hit here and there. So, yeah, so I'm sort of taking it towards, well, I mean, sort of 30 and 29, I'll be taking it because I've got players I don't particularly want. But, yeah, everyone's taken having 1 week, really, where they will perform below the average. But it's got to be done, and it's when you take it, whether you get lucky. Yeah, Chilwell, Lindelof first sub before him. So yeah, Kepa. I think I have to say, when it happened, I was furious at him. We've already had so much talk about the players at Chelsea running the club, and the players will know that. And Kepa's new, and he must have known what something like that would do to Sarri and what will happen in the press and how that will affect Sarri. He must have known that. So I find it hard to think that he did it just because he was passionate. Although, what I do find interesting is that keepers don't get cramp. Right? How does a keeper get cramp? So the injury was supposedly not real and he was time wasting. So if he was time wasting, then surely Sarri would have known that. Which I find it all very confusing, and I feel like then we're never going to know what the real outcome is until maybe midweek when he gets midweek when he gets benched. Sorry looks weak, saying it's a misunderstanding. I don't think Sorry looks weak, saying it's misunderstanding. I think it's obvious that that is a cover-up of a situation. I think there will be talks, there will be big chats going on, but you don't want to have something like that. And I do respect Sarri for not coming out and slating him for it, because it would have been very easy for him to come out and say, this is awful, what has he done that for, the disrespect, I'm never playing him again. He's thought, right, I'm going to go speak to him, I'm going to discuss this, and I'm going to answer these questions with a level head, is what he's done. And I respect him for that. And then we will get, I'm sure in his press conference tomorrow, if not, then at the game we'll know what happened, we'll know really what's going on. But yeah, it was a sad day. We lost cup final, but I think everyone expected that. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary for us. We're not playing particularly well at the moment. As for people thinking of bringing in Chelsea players for the blanks, I currently am going to bring in Hazard and Louise, and I'm just not sure about them at the moment. But we'll see what happens. Louise I probably will, but... So my plans at the moment were Blanket, then Doherty to Louise, and Sterling to Hazard, Son to Fraser, I think, and Kamara up. I'm not entirely sure. And bench Pogba. Can't remember. I have them written down somewhere. Should you sell Rashford to Barnes or just have Lindelof come off the bench? If you've got Lindelof to come off the bench, I was going to say, if you've got Lindelof to come off the bench, have Lindelof come off the bench. But if Rashford's not going to start, then you may as well sell him. This is it. I would be happily benching him, but I'm just getting his fixtures up. Sorry, is that loud, guys? Let me shut that window. If we look at Rashford's fixtures, right? 50% chance of playing now. Palace, right? Sterling, nice double though. True, but I'll free hit in the double, so I'll be bringing him back in anyway. I'll be bringing in Sterling, Aguero, and one other from them, probably a defender. Maybe Walker or someone like that. Exactly, this is it. A lot of people have Burnley players and Newcastle players now. So if he blanks in 28, if he doesn't play in 28, that means he has Southampton at home in 29 at the weekend, right? This injury looks bad enough to keep him out for a week. So I imagine he probably won't play against Southampton, which means he then has Arsenal away in 30, before a blank in 31. 32, he has a double, but I'm free hitting, so it doesn't matter in 32, I'll have him anyway. 33 blank, and then 34 I can wildcard him back in before a double in 35. The 35 doubles being confirmed on the app. Everton and Man City, not great for them to be honest. I probably won't want that many before finishing Chelsea and then Huddersfield and Cardiff in the last two. So those last two will be big, but yeah, I think I'm going to sell him. Because realistically, if I don't buy him on my wild card, even then at 34, that double's not great. There'll be better doubles. Yeah, looking at those fixtures, I think I'll sell him. Get back for his double. Well, I'll be free hitting him back in for the double, so it does make sense for me. If you're going to be keeping him for 32, then there's a lot of reason to keep him. Congrats on the job. Thank you very much. Very happy with it. You've done Rashford to Barnes, and we'll do Deulofeu to Mane. Nick, if you had Mane, Deulofeu in your team, congratulations, but he's practically scored more points than the whole of my team last week. So if you can share some points with me. I saw a big red arrow. Barnes doesn't blank at all, and this is it. Rondon might blank in 33, and we do not know that. So I think for the sake of my sanity, I'll go Barnes, because is Rondon going to score that much more in 33 if he does play? Probably not. So I think I will end up going Barnes. Or Woods, but we'll see. I don't know who the Burnley penalty taker is. This is what's playing on my mind. If I knew that, but I think they go on a sort of here by their basis, and here by their basis. They sort of just do it depending on who wins the penalty, or if someone's scored or someone's not scored, someone's on a hat trick or something like that. I don't think they have a set penalty taker. It's Barnes. Do we know that? If it's Barnes, then that's an easy decision. He's cheaper as well. I imagined it would be, but so Burnley doesn't get penalty tips. That's true. So versus Brighton, both Barnes and Wood on the pitch, and Barnes took it. Okay, but who won that penalty, Zebra? Who got the assist for that? Who got the assist for it? Because if there's no assist, it means Barnes won it. Jesus is still injured, so Aguero, Sterling have to play. They don't. He could easily start against West Ham at home, a front three of Aguero, Jesus. Oh no, Aguero, Sane, Mahrez, or Bernardo Silva. Could easily see him rest. He could easily rest Sterling and Aguero. Unlikely they both get a rest, but I think one of them will get a rest midweek and one of them will get a rest of the weekend. They've played a lot of football, 120 minutes. But Sterling can run for days, so I'm keeping him. I like having him in my team. He's sort of a bit of a differential at the moment. Everyone has Aguero or Sane, not anymore. So I quite like having Sterling. Over the next 3 games, I hope he does well for me. So, yeah. Should we do a hashtag again? Hashtag. Yeah, I know exactly what we'll do. That's the hashtag for today, lads. There we go. Tips Kepper. Owning both scares you. If you got both Aguero and Sterling, I wouldn't be worried by that. They will play. So if you've got 3 games at potentially 6 starts, you'll get a minimum of 4. So I wouldn't worry. I would not worry, especially with Jesus injured. Oh, Rashford out. Rashford's injury is a pain. It is, but it's one of those things you've just got to deal with. Yeah, I think I'm going Barnes. With him being on penalties as well. 5.6. Yeah, I wouldn't be worried if he had both. He's returned in every week. He's I mean, the only thing also... Okay, thanks, Zebra. That's helpful. So it will be Barnes coming in for me then, I imagine tonight, because they're both set to change in price. So the only thing in is game week 39, I think it is. Or no, not 39, 30 even. When Burnley go away to... Where are they? Away at Liverpool. So I have to hope that Wan is back from injury that week, so I can bench both my Burnley players. With Wolves playing Wolves away at Chelsea. Well, 30 might be a tough one. But anyway, who's my captain this week? I have no idea. I have so many players that I could captain this week. I'm looking at Sterling, Mane, Salah, Pogba, Jimenez. And Jimenez is definitely an option at away at Huddersfield. Yeah, I know. Vince. You have to play both Man City players if you've got them. You can't bench them. If you get Barnes, I also have Lascelles. I know, nightmare headaches all round for captaincy picks this week. So At the moment, if I had to pick one, I'd go on Salah because that's sort of the sort of staple pick. But he hasn't been playing well. But then we know what we did against Watford last year. But then Watford are playing very well at the moment. They really are. So then I look elsewhere and I look at Sterling. I look at Pogba. Pogba without Rashford. Okay, Pogba doesn't have Rashford playing. Less appealing. A lot less appealing. As well as no Lingard. So their front three will be Lukaku and probably Sanchez in there as well. Lukaku, Sanchez, Martial front three. And having that just doesn't appeal to me to captain Pogba. But then Sterling, we don't know if he's going to start. And if he does, he'll probably get reduced minutes because he's played a lot of football. So then that leaves me with Mane, I suppose, Salah, and Jimenez. So I don't really know what are we doing. So you'd sell Barnes for Rashford instead of having Lindelof coming off the bench. Lindelof coming off the bench, Zebra, is not a bad thing. But I think we need to sell Rashford at the way this injury seems to be playing out. So selling Rashford seems to be the thing. And then yes, Lindelof coming off the bench is also good. But you might just have to bench Lindelof because you need to replace Rashford, if you understand me. Rashford needs to go, and it might mean that your replacement then gets in the team ahead of Lindelof. Yeah, if Robertson isn't fit, I imagine he'll be alright, but we'll wait and see. Hopefully Trent plays. I think he will. Any of you tweeted your teams? Just check. No results. Don't worry. So. He could be back next week. How much an attack? This is the thing, Clermont. It's because there is a midweek game week. So we've got this Tuesday, Wednesday game week. If Rashford normally would miss one game, misses a week, right? That would miss one game and I'd bench him and I'd keep him for that Southampton game. But missing 1 week of actual real life is missing 2 games. And then it's the fact that, okay, so let's say he does play at the weekend, but me playing Rashford 1 week and Taylor this week, potentially if someone else gets benched, then I would be down to 9. Whereas I could play Barnes this week and next week. Barnes times 2 outweighs having Rashford for next week, if you understand me. Burnley have Crystal Palace at home next week, and I just think overall that's a better option for me. And he's gonna drop in price as well, so I want to get ahead of that. And Barnes is gonna rise in price, so yeah, I think I'll be going Barnes. Does Barnes have good pictures? I'll show them for you. My phone is running out of battery fast, but I will show them anyway. There we go. Can you see them? Newcastle, Burnley, Liverpool away, but then a game in 31 and a game in 33, and then I'm wildcarding in 34. So for me, he has good enough fixtures. That game week 30 might cause a bit of a problem because Burnley, I'll have 2 Burnley players. Oh, I won't have a Wolves player. I'll only have 1. So I won't have Doherty. So my bench will be that week. Hopefully Taylor, Kamara, Barnes, or yeah, but we'll see. If I still have Kamara, we'll see what happens with that. But we will see. Sell Rashford or Camarasa. Camarasa played. I mean, Cardiff are looking pretty awful, but at least he's playing. So I don't know, Zebra. Tweet out your team with that hashtag, and I will have a look for you. Tips. Oh, that's because I got the wrong hashtag in. if my laptop would start. Tips Kepper was the hashtag, wasn't it? There we go. 2 of you. So we'll move on to that. Make sure you guys was complaining about him today. Oh, was he? I haven't seen that. What was he complaining about? There we go. That should show up for you now. Yeah, there we go. Is it jittery for you guys? Or is it just my laptop? What was he saying? Why was he complaining about him? Anyway, so my laptop is being definitely slow today. But anyway, so this team is sent in from Clermont. Is that talking to my team or Clermont's team? Bednarak on the bench. Okay. Rashford benched. Yeah, a strong team even benching him. I'd be tempted to play Bednarak over Bennett. Not double up on Wolves. Yeah. Start Bednarak over Bennett maybe. We're looking at Ryan for Etheridge and Lascelles for Bennett. I wouldn't get Ryan in. Why are you looking at Ryan? I suppose you've got Boric for the blanks, but and Lascelles for Bennett. Okay, Zebra. So I mean, Ryan, they do have good fixtures, Brighton. I suppose because you've got Boric for the blanks, so it's not a bad call if you're looking at him. Etheridge doesn't seem great at the moment. Lascelles for Bennett, okay, then you wouldn't need to bench Bednarak, but I don't think there's a need to bring in Lascelles this week. In my opinion, there's no need to bring in Lascelles this week, so I potentially bank it, if not sell Etheridge, but I wouldn't sell a centre-back at the moment, a defender at the moment. Hashtag is that Tips Kepper. So now, any notes that come with this one? No, it's not seeming to be loading. Planning on getting Rashford out at the moment, as I'll get rid before 31 anyway. Yeah, may as well get rid now. Okay, well then I imagine it's one of the Burnley players that everyone seems to be getting in, unless you have money in the bank and you could go to Vardy or something like that. But team looks strong. Those Everton players are differentials now, and I'd be interested to see if they perform this weekend. I mean, I'm not going to bring them in if they do, but a lot of people have sold them, and I can see them. They got Cardiff, one of the easiest games. So looks like good moves. I imagine you'll be going. Yeah, I imagine you're going for Burnley striker there. So yeah, team looks good though. Good luck with your Everton players. Sorry, but I'm betting Sterling will play. Well, I hope he does. I hope you're right. But I suppose you tend to be pessimistic about the people in your team. Oh no, Zebra's about to send his in. Zebra, please send it in. If not, I'll just talk like this for a minute in case it does. So yeah, I mean, the way things are going, everyone is focused on the blanks at the moment. So people's scores tend to be going down. They tend to dip a little bit just before them because people sell players that they might want for games to prepare for the blanks. So yeah, for me, I'm going to be selling Doherty in a couple of weeks to bring in David Luiz. But yeah, 6 transfers for me between now and then, 5 free ones and a hit. 1 hit between now gets me 11 players for the double game weeks for both the blank weeks. I'll be free hitting in 32, wildcarding in 34, and bench boosting in 35, and then triple captaining in 36, 7 or 8, somewhere between there. Probably I'll probably be free hitting. I'll probably be triple captaining Sterling or a Man City player or a Liverpool player the week that they're going to win the league is my plan. Whoever's going to win the league, you imagine them to come out flying that game and win it. So yeah, that's where we're going. JNO, welcome guys. If you don't know JNO, one of the big FPL YouTubers in the community, welcome. Thank you very much for coming by. We are just waiting for FPL Zebra to tweet out his team, which he says he's doing, so I can give him little bits of advice, but doesn't seem to be coming through. But anyway, guys, any questions that you've got, please do feel free to ask me. I'm very happy that there is midweek football, I have to be honest. After such a dreadful week, you just wanted the next week to come. It's not sent. Unless you didn't put the hashtag. It's not there, Zebra. So I might just have to look at your team individually in a bit. But yeah, I'm glad there's a week. You know, I had a bad week. A big red arrow, 20k or something. Not great, not very pleased, but it's one of those things you've got to bounce back. I feel like I'm happy with my team at the moment. People are looking to sell Son, which I find is a very strange one. I just don't understand that. But your free hit blank 31, triple captain 32 or 35, took a -8 or -12 hit in 33 on wildcard 34. Bench boost soon after, can't wait. Well, yeah, bench boost in one of 32 and 35 and triple captain the other. Here we go. So, team of a few questions. Start Chilwell, yes. Sell Rashford to Barnes. I Lindelof come off the bench. I'd probably sell him. Even if you're gonna sell and bench Barnes, it's still better to do that now than in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I would do it. Or sell Cameras. Almiron did look great, but I'd do Cameras to Almiron. I feel like Almiron had a great performance, but he's still unproven in terms of FPL returns. Bench order as it was, maybe. Yeah, bench order as it is. Yeah, JNO. It's just got to keep going, keep pushing forward. It's times like this when you get bad weeks that you see people drop off and people start paying less attention to their teams. So, yeah, you just got to keep at it. The longer you keep at it, the less people there are, and the more consistently your team will get points. That Almiron, he did look good, but I would still sell Rashford because he's going to drop in price and Barnes is going to rise. Whether you want to start Lindelof over him is something else, but you'd be starting 5 at the back, so probably wouldn't be doing that. I'd probably still start Barnes. It's alright. No problem, Zebra. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. Who else did you have up front? Higuain. Good luck with that one. But yeah, guys, I suppose we've reached the point where I say any final questions from you. We've been going about 45 minutes, so about our normal time. As always, guys, thank you very much for coming and watching. It really does mean a lot. I love interacting with you guys, hearing what you've got to say, hearing your opinions, and hoping to give you some injury news. So, yeah, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, comment a lot, tell your friends, tell people on Twitter, anyone who needs advice, come find me. I'm always active. Captain Salah, a lot of people will. Most will be most captain player this week, no doubt. But yeah, guys, thank you all always for coming by. Yeah. And I will see you probably on Thursday, hopefully after a big couple of game weeks scores now. But anyway, good luck to you all this game week, and I will see you all next time. 1 second. Yeah, see you all guys on Thursday. Good luck in your game weeks. Message me on Twitter, everything, always active. See you guys there. Good luck.